Hey everyone, Pupsker here. Today in Borderlands 4, we are going to go over the world event in Borderlands 4 called the Airship world event. So I actually had no idea that world events existed in this game other than the world event like quest, or I guess world bosses, where they pop up in a circle, but no. This game for each region has at least one for each region I believe, has a world event that just kind of randomly appears on your map here and there. And if you complete the world event, you get an achievement, you get some loot, and the loot is based on how well you did. Just a quick spoiler, I did terribly. I was so confused at the world event, I didn't even realize that there were a bunch of like side objectives for a while because I was just running around looking at things. So this is not an example of me killing it, sorry to say. Because like no, enemies weren't spawning fully, so I was like, oh, let's go check the bottom, and then I went back up after. Enemies spawn at the top, enemies spawn at the bottom, so it's kind of all over the place, and this was just my first world event experience. So yeah, either way, the world events are just like white triangles that pop up on the map. I'll show the one and how it showed on the airship event here, and the objectives are in the top left. As you can see, there is a timed objective. You have to kill the enemies and the airship will then leave. There is a reward and it goes bronze, silver, gold, diamond, and the higher your reward, the better you do, the more loot you get. I think you probably get guaranteed legendaries and a ton of Eridium if you do the higher tier ones. Also, for some reason, I get killed right there. What is this? So yeah, it's a very interesting idea. We'll go through the entire world event just so you can understand how it kind of fully works and see all the side objectives, even though I don't really do them and I just kind of flail around like a dead fish. But you can see the world event is still going on, even if it doesn't show it on the map. You still have the like airship in the top left, it's arriving, so you still have time to kill enemies. And that's kind of the whole world event airship event. It's just a random spawn in this area, possibly other areas as well. I'm gonna assume other areas, I just can't fully say yet because it's the first one. And it just spawns in airships, you kill enemies, kill the order enemies, collect loot at the end. But each airship started having side objectives to do along with it, like opening doors or releasing prisoners or something, and just getting more loot. But I totally shit the bed, so whatever. I'm still only level 39 in this clip, and I'm not even fully built yet. I've just been doing other stuff, and today is the end of my Warframe event Plaguestar, so I'm going to grind that later as well. But this is kind of the idea. You just keep killing enemies, running around, and collecting loot. You can see it's only worth 3 points killing those like random pleb enemies for the reward in the top left. And if I would have killed enemies properly, if I would have done objectives in this and not died so freaking much, I think I probably would have gotten a higher rating up to like gold or silver. But I think in this one, I only end up getting bronze, which only really gets me Eridium and some random loot. But you can see with this airship, it now has given me 2.5 total minutes to complete this. And there it is, badass prisoner released. I made the mistake of not paying any attention looking in the top left section where it actually tells me the objective of the airship. So I was supposed to shoot out all of the different locks on each one of the prisoners, and one of those or all of them would have been the like badass prisoners that you release, right? Instead, I think I just end up accidentally opening it up with this one with explosives and then killing this one, or that one was like kind of already open. But as you can see, like, I need to finalize my build, I need to get new guns, and once I'm level 50, this will be a lot better, but I'm not there yet, man. I'm just not there yet. So I should have gone around and properly looked around the cages and made sure to release all of the badass prisoners, but instead, I go around, I kill all the enemies, I probably end up dying. Yeah, I might end up dying here near the end. I can't fully remember, though. I need to finalize my trouble crit build into endgame, and then this should really get going once I do. But I found this like Ravager ice head here, and I'm not gonna lie, not doing insane damage to it or anything, but this helped. I just have the unfortunateness where I kept getting down here and there, so I kind of got clapped a little bit. But hey, at least we're getting some kills. We're earning a little bit of points for the like destroyed order value. So we're getting more loot slowly, but you're going to notice that if you don't get a lot of kills, you really don't get a high score. So you really have to be on it, start murking the hell out of those enemies, make sure you don't mess up. And there's been at least 1 or 2 times where I was killing enemies, and I think it is this one actually. Right at the end, I ended up dying, and it sucks so much when that happens because the airship, when loot is taken away in the airship, it's gone, right? So you need to make sure you loot the items off the corpses of the enemies, and you loot your purples or legendaries that are in the airship before it actually leaves, or else you might be a little screwed. Because here, I messed up. He died, but I didn't get rezzed, right? And then look at this. I'm so tilted. Like, I can't pick it up because I got downed. I'm actually so angry. No, this caused me so much frustration. I'm like, 4 epics. I could have replaced my ordnance with one of those. I could have, one of those could have been something I could have actually used, like the shield or like the rep kit. But no. Instead, I just took the L, I cry a little bit, okay, and then I get to respawning. And now you'll notice that we're already halfway through, but I only have like 300 points, and getting the bronze order value requires 350. So halfway through, and I haven't even gotten bronze yet. Like I said, I totally shit the bed on this one. I would have gotten so many more points if I properly would have done the side objectives and paid attention, because in this next map, in this next airship, I totally mess up all of the side objectives. Boom! And then bronze reward unlocked, and it instantly went to like 170 silver reward value for the order. So I guess it just means you have to get another 350 essentially, or like 400. And I just don't end up doing that. Either way, this enemy right here absolutely beat me up. I kept messing up, not throwing on my cryo for my gun, but yeah, he kind of messed me up a little bit, but I did kill that one. But it was only worth like 4 points. That's the weird thing. It's like really strong enemies like warheads, they seem like sometimes if they're badass ranked, they'll give more points. But other than that, like, hey, even if they're really tough and have a ton of HP, they might not really give you any points. So yeah, you'll notice here I absolutely almost wrecked myself and had to respawn, but whew, thankfully we didn't, okay? This time we didn't have to respawn. We didn't mess it up that much, but here's where we goof up. If you look again in the top left, airship departure 3 out of 4, right? Locked armory doors. So in here, I was supposed to get power cores, and then you would insert the power cores into 3 of the doors, and then that would have opened up the doors, and bada bing, bada boom. I don't think the power cores that are like on the side there would have worked, but either way, you'd have to look around for power cores first off, grab some of them off possibly the ground floor, and then go slot them into the doors, unlock those 3 armory doors. I think there was some probably right down there to the side, and I just didn't even notice it. Like, I could pull that one right there. But since I was hell-bent on just killing the enemies, I didn't notice anyone, and I didn't even notice that I had to unlock the armory doors for a while. But I was like, oh, there's a lot of enemies that spawn down here, so I'll just start killing the enemies that spawn down here. So you definitely need to learn from my mistakes, pay attention to the objectives, grab the actual like objective items, the power cores, and slot them into the doors. Because if you don't, you might be just a little sad boy like me. You're like, oh, where's all my loot? Why did I only get the bronze, not even silver or gold? No. But at least you can see, I was just going ham. This badass Hulkhead absolutely wrecked me. I have such a hard time with some of the enemies when they have like the direct damage to snipe me down. I'm just so bad at hiding, I gotta play my corners better, but yeah, this isn't going great. I'm getting a little destroyed. I don't have like the best guns on either right now, but once we get to level 50, once we actually get to leveling up a lot of things, I think our general DPS, our guns will be a lot better, because I'm only in the transitionary period of level like 39, right? That's where you need to slot them in. I just totally messed up, right? But I'm only level 39. I haven't even gotten to level 50 endgame everything farming yet. I haven't managed to find a singular crit knife in this entire game throughout the entire playthrough of my campaign. Then when I get back, I just continually get beat up for a while, and it's a little unfortunate. I do manage to really quickly get close to that final airship because I'm at 337 out of 500, right? 340. I'm getting really close, but the things that can sometimes mess you up in this game, if you're just getting stomped by the enemies, is when enemies just like one tap you, or there's a weird defensive enemy and then they get stronger. I wasn't realizing, and I think I messed up and threw on cryo, but that elemental eater enemy just kept getting healed. So it was shielding the enemies. I was getting like nuked by them, and then it healed up. So it was causing me a lot of problems, okay? And then this goddamn cryogenic warhead. The enemies beat me up is what I'm trying to say. I definitely got bullied, but at least I got those epics because they dropped on the ground, so I can go back to get them afterwards. But man, that's only 352 points out of 500. That's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes I was going through so much effort to kill a handful of the enemies and they get you like 0 points. So you spend like half a minute killing a little pack of enemies and you get no goddamn points, even if it's a really hard enemy that gets you a lot of loot or something, right? So I don't know. It's just the balancing in this really like triggered me apparently. And I killed that dude. It's only 3 more points. So by that logic, I would have to kill a couple hundred enemies, 200, 300, 400 enemies, right? To get a higher score each time. To go from like bronze to silver, an extra 100 enemies every time. So this is the final one. It has self-destruct button activated. So you have to find power cores and slot them in there. Unfortunately, I just kind of wanted to I take the L on this one at this point, but I wasn't able to find any of the power cores to actually slot them in there to go into the like self-destruct room. So yeah, unfortunate. I don't know how long it's actually going to be until I end up finding another one of these world events. That's why I wanted to make a full video covering it until the next one that I end up finding. But that's why I had to make the video talking about it, because I'm like, hey, don't make my mistakes, okay? I didn't end up finding the power cores anywhere here. I'm pretty sure you might have to jump onto the ground to grab the power cores, because none of the power cores were the like ones I tried slotting in, the canisters on the side. So you just have to look for those power core machines to grab them from. But I'm always really bad at finding them, and this world event kind of showed how bad I am at finding them. But yeah, this badass enemy here, oh god, I swear, some of these enemies were just absolutely destroying me. It was such a pain. That's why I was like, crap, I really need to get to level 50. They're like 2 levels above me, but my weapons really, the issue is just my weapons weren't quite strong enough. I have like this strong weapon, but it relies a lot on hitting that sweet status effect, because it does like 5,000, 6,000 fire damage per second when it's slotted into fire. I think the cryo is at like 225% damage increase, so, or cryo percent. Not bad, not bad. But man, so you can see the like V grab there objective, like markers that keep popping up. I don't believe those were the proper canisters for what I was looking for. That's why I didn't really grab a lot of them. But you can see, I think I try here for a sec. I'm like, oh, are those the canisters? Are these the ones? See, these ones were the blue ones. Maybe the ones back there were different ones, because it's like, okay, not these canisters. Nope. So I quickly was like, damn it. Maybe the canisters that were on the left there from before, though, maybe those were the proper ones. Maybe those were the power cores. So yeah, that is my really sad attempt at the airship event. So claim rewards from stage. I only unlocked the bronze reward. Here's what happens. At first I'm like, wait, where do I actually claim the rewards? They straight up, see, I was like looking here. I was like, where do I go? Do I go somewhere? The rewards, they just drop from the sky, I believe. I think that, yep, see, they just start nuking them onto the ground. And then you get a little bit of Eridium, and you get a little bit of like a loot cache, since I only got bronze, since I messed it up. Ooh, right there maybe is where I can grab one of the power canisters. Like, you see the power canisters on the ground. I just don't know if they're the right ones, or if it's the ones against the wall or something. Either way, that is the airship event. I got a full achievement for doing it, and if you actually do it well and learn from my mistakes, you can get a good chunk of loot. So let me know, everybody. I know I messed it up, but I'm hoping you don't mess it up. Let me know what other world events you've seen, because again, there are multiple other world events, and I'm just kind of curious. So thank you all so much for watching, liking, subbing, and using Epic Games creator code Pupsker if you ever buy anything on the Epic Games Store. Thank you, thank you.